Mr. Men, Little Miss, Go Shopping. It was Saturday morning, and everyone was off to the shops. Mr. Forgetful had got up very early to make his shopping list. He would look in the fridge, decide what he needed, but by the time he had picked up his pencil to write it down, he had forgotten and had to go back to look in the fridge again. It took a very long time. Finally he got to the shops, only to discover that he had forgotten his shopping list. So he had to drive all the way home to get it. And then he forgot his shopping bags. And then he forgot his wallet. What a lot of toing and froing. Now you know why Mr. Forgetful has to get up so early on shopping days. Little Miss Bsy was up early to open her electrical shop, and was rather surprised to find Mr. Mean waiting outside. He had been there since midnight to be first in the queue for their deal of the week. And what was the deal of the week? A television? A washing machine? No, it was a packet of batteries. And how much did he save? 10 pence. Mr. Mean will do anything to save money. Mr. Tickle worked at the grocer's. He had just introduced a new offer. Buy one, get one free. Buy one what, and get one what free? Asked Little Miss Curious. Buy one apple and get one free tickle. That wasn't the kind of buy one, get one free offer Mr. Mean liked. Mr. Small was at the grocer's trying to buy a tomato, which is not easy when they are as big as you are. Little Miss Quick was also in the grocer's. She quickly whizzed round and was at the self-checkout machine in no time at all. Unidentified object in bagging area, announced the machine, as Little Miss Quick scanned her shopping. She looked down in her bag. Help! Cried Mr. Small. Goodness! Exclaimed Little Miss Quick in surprise. How did you get in there? Mr. Bsy Supermarket is a very busy shop, but it's particularly busy when Little Miss Whoops is shopping. She dropped a bottle of tomato sauce in aisle 2. Whoops! Clean up on aisle 2, announced Little Miss Bossy. Mr. Bsy rushed over with his mop and bucket. By now, Little Miss Whoops had moved on to aisle 3 and spilt milk all over the floor. Clean up on aisle 3, called Little Miss Bossy, and then clean up on aisle 4 and aisle 5. Poor Mr. Bsy. Little Miss Whoop's next stop was Little Miss Hug's chemist. She's the perfect person to make everyone feel better. I'd like 10 rolls of bandages, please, asked Little Miss Whoops. Little Miss Whoops gets through a lot of bandages. Certainly, said Little Miss Hug, reaching round the counter for them. She stretched out her other arm and gave Little Miss Whoops a hug. A hug a day keeps the doctor away, she chuckled. Little Miss Whoops had to agree that it was very soothing. Mr. Greedy's favorite shop was Little Miss Dottie's bakery. Rather than hot cross buns, she baked hot dotted buns, one of Mr. Greedy's favorites. But today he had to wait, as Little Miss Fickle was at the counter, and she could not decide what treat to buy. Maybe a jam donut, or a lemon fairy cake, or an iced bun. It's easy, chuckled Mr. Greedy. You just choose all of them. Little Miss Splendid doesn't have a favorite shop. She loves them all. She went to the hat shop, and the shoe shop, and the glove shop. She bought everything she saw, including a kitchen sink. Mr. Forgetful was slowly making his way through his shopping list, with lots of help. He had got to Little Miss Brainy's bookshop. He was looking for a specific book. He checked his shopping list. How to improve your memory. It was full of very helpful tips. Now all Mr. Forgetful had to do was remember them. Around the corner at the butcher's, Mr. Strong was serving his next customer, Mr. Muddle, who was buying lamb chops for a trifle. How would you like to pay? Asked Mr. Strong. Cash or card? I'd like to pay with carrots, said Mr. Muddle. Oh dear, what a muddle. Mr. Strong was not impressed. Little Miss Tiny had gone to the toy shop to buy a chair, but she wasn't in a muddle. It was the only place that sold furniture her size, doll's house furniture. Mr. Forgetful was very pleased with himself. He had ticked off everything on his shopping list. He had even bought a paper from the newsagents. Now he knew what day it was, and what month, and what year. It was time to go home. All he had to do was remember where he had parked his car.